Hi everyone, how's everybody doing? This is Raghu Guru with 401 team at Royal LePage Ignite. Here again with the September market report for Durham region. Let's break it down and we're going to compare last year to this year as well as on a month over month what is happening. So last year, 2019 September, we had about 950 homes or units sell. That has gone up by 56% to about 1,500, you can say, give or take. However, the sales did drop 2% on a month over month, and this you can expect as the fall is approaching and things will start to eventually slow down. So 2 months really is negligible, but sales are still strong for the month of September. So the new listings went up by 2%. Last year we had about 1,850. And this year, give or take, around the same, 1870. It went up also on a month over month, 1.8%. So the listings that are coming on the market for the month of September went up 2% year over year, and also about 2%, give or take 2% month over month. So that's good. Inventory is flowing. Now, active listings, which is another number that's very important, is how much inventory is remaining at the end of the month. Although listings kept on coming, what is the remaining inventory at the end of the month? As you can see, for September, we had about 1,900, around 1,950, we should say. That's about 46% less than this year, which was about 1,042. And as you can see, the active listing also went down on a month over month to by 6%. Obviously, active listing equals supply, remaining supply at the end of the month, and that's not looking good. That's exactly why prices have been shooting up by 1%, 1.5%, by 2% in certain neighborhoods. Certain neighborhoods in Durham region I've seen as high as 5%, which is, if you ask me, a little ridiculous. So hopefully this right here gets fixed and we can come to a market where this unprecedented growth is halted, because this cannot be sustained in the long run. Anywho, I can't dictate the market. The market acts on itself, depending on who wants to sell and what is available for sale, and who wants to buy and what kind of homes they want to buy. We can't dictate the market, but numbers don't lie at the end of the day, and this is what it's signifying, that we have a shortage. So days on market, last year, on average, we had about 23 days. Homes used to sit about 23 days on the market. This year, however, it's 12 days, so that's minus 11 days, as you can see. As the inventory drops, as the demand increases, the days on market goes down too. Also, the days on market went down 2 days from a month earlier. So that's just saying that the market is not stopping its momentum, at least in Durham region. It's at full force, and it's incredible that something on the market can sell in 12 days. So having said that, if your home is definitely sitting more than this on the market, if you are on the market, if you know someone that's on the market, then something should be wrong, especially in this market. So also the composite benchmark price, we have about 567 last year in 2019. That went up 18%, almost 18% to 667. That's incredible growth right here in 1 year. If you bought a home in Durham region last September, on average, the composite benchmark price went up 18%. That's just unbelievable, right? And on a month over month, it went up 2%. So again, this growth right here, 2% per month, 1.5% per month, it's happening because of a short supply. Again, we don't control the market. We only see the numbers and try to interpret them. And who knows what's going to happen if the numbers start changing. However, this is the current scenario. I believe Durham region also has a 0.7 months of inventory, which is pretty low. It's a hot seller's market. So the next one is going to be the home price index, or the benchmark price for the last 4 years. So we took 2017 September, We were at about 547 there. We went up 1% in 2018 to 552. That also jumped up again 3% in 567. The biggest growth happened from last year to this year, 18% to 667. Again, this kind of growth on the long run is not healthy and will not be able to sustain itself, obviously because of low interest rate and a lack of supply. This kind of growth is happening, but eventually this will have to plateau. It cannot keep going up like this. We just don't know when that eventually is. Anywho, so let's move on to the next. We just took the major cities in Durham region and we saw the growth, and we divided them separately to see the benchmark price growth as well as what the month of inventory was. So as I stated earlier, Durham region had 0.7 months of inventory. Pickering, composite benchmark price is around 768, which is 14% appreciation year over year in Pickering. Months of inventory in Pickering is 1.0. Ajax, we're at 701 benchmark price, the composite benchmark price. That went up by 15%. And as you can see, the months of inventory is at 0.5. So the closer it gets to zero, the hotter the seller market is. I don't know if it'll ever get to zero. Zero means something comes on the market and something goes, right? I don't know if that's going to happen, but obviously 0.5, it's beyond a super hot market. This is dangerous. Certainly is dangerous. Obviously, that's why you're seeing the price growth and the aggressive price growth, the aggressive bidding wars that are happening in these municipalities, is because we do not have any supply and there is still high demand. Whitby, we saw 728K, so that went up about 16%, not bad at all. Again, months of inventory below 1 at 0.7. Oshawa is at 569, and then that went up 20% year over year. 20% growth on an asset like a home. It's look at the leverage with the mortgages and everything. You put 20% down, now your whole house went up 20%. Where else are you going to make that kind of return? I mean, this is incredible. Hopefully we plateau soon. And not that I have anything against sellers making the most amount of money. It's just I know for a fact that this is not long term. It's not sustainable. It's not healthy. So hopefully we plateau and we come to a market where buyers and sellers have a fair share at going at it, right? So 0.5 months of inventory for Oshawa, and Clarington we have 603,000, which went up 19% year over year. Again, very good growth, and 0.7 months of inventory there. So that's pretty much it for that graph, or that stats right there. What we're going to look at is the months of inventory for Durham region since the month of January. So as you can see, we began at 1.5. These charts are actually in the email, or if you want them, you can just text us, email us, and we'll email it to you. The months of inventory, January we had 1.5, dropped to 1.2 in February. March we were at 1.1. COVID hits mid-March, the restrictions and everything else jumps up. The inventory jumps up to 2.3 months of inventory. And after the ease of restrictions and people started getting used to COVID and the protocols, it started coming down to 1.5. And then in June, we were at 1.0. And I figured, can it really dip under 1.0? And the answer is yes, because July we dipped under 1.0 to 0.749. And I'm like, can it really dip any further? The answer is yes. We went down in August to 0.72 or 73. Now we're at about 0.7. So the months of inventory is dipping and dipping and dipping. That only means one thing. Number one, there's not enough supply. The active listings in the market, there's not enough of them. With the number that we spoke about before, the active listing, there's not enough of them. And we have an overwhelming demand. That is what's happening. So if you're a seller, right, make sure that you don't go in the market with something that you are overly expecting more than what the market price has to offer you, because you will sit on the market and starve. I mean, yeah, it's a good market. That doesn't mean you can pull a price out of the air and price your home. So price it right and you will definitely sell your home, right? With this kind of months of inventory, right? You might even sell your home for more than what it's worth. If your neighbor sold yesterday for 500,000, you may even get more because of what is happening in the market, right? But that doesn't mean you put up 100,000 or 20% more and say, hey, this is what I'm looking for. Because no, the market is not that deadly, right? Everybody's not snatching up homes as it's appearing regardless of what the price is. No, it's not happening. Now, if you have any questions or if you're trying to price your property in Durham region and you want to know where your municipality or community stands and also your segment of home in that community stands, give us a call. What we do is we break the numbers down for you. Again, this is Rajaguru at 401 Team. My phone number is 416-712-2006. You can also reach my partner Shan Parampanathan at 416-655-4040. Thank you. How's it going, everyone? This is Rajaguru with 401 Team at Royal LePage Ignite. Thank you again for joining me. Oshawa's market report. This is September 2020. What we're going to do here is the same thing that we did for Durham region. We're going to compare it on a year-over-year basis, and then on a monthly basis, we're going to see what happened. So as you can see, right off the bat, the sales went up 70%. That's astonishing. There's no other word to describe that. We did 70% more sales than last year. We had 242 last year. It's at 411 on a monthly base. It did come down, but really it doesn't even put a dent on it in terms of sales. So 411 homes sell for September. It's probably one of the highest sales ever recorded for that month. New listings coming onto the market for the month of September. We had about 464. That's about 7% up from a year ago and about 4% up from a month ago. So it's a good thing that we do have new listings coming in because obviously you'll see later on that the demand outweighs the supply, and there's definitely a supply issue. So as you can see, new listing is coming on, but regardless of what happens with the new listing, what really matters is, hey, what is left at the end of the month? So if we take a look at active listing, we had 437 last September active listings finishing off September. Compared to this year, we have that down by 48%. So that's down by 48%. Active listings, which equals the inventory, is down by 48%. Take a look at this number. On a month over month, active listing is down by 10%. Severe lack of supply. I mean, I can't stress enough. Days on market last year, how many days did it take for a home to sell? On average in Oshawa, we had about 20 days. That's down 10 days. So not enough inventory, high demand, homes are selling faster. Makes sense. And this year in September, they were selling on average for 10 days. In 10 days, any home on the market on average is gone. So that's down 1 day from last month, which means the market is heating up. Composite benchmark price, we had about 473,000 for last year, finishing off in September. That went up 20%. That went up 20%, and we're at 569,000 this year. I mean, 20% year-over-year growth is incredible. There's no other word to describe that. If you bought a home last year in Oshawa around September, your home went up in value on average 20%. That is not bad at all. And then this number again, very scary number here. We're jumping from last month to this month 3%. So the prices went up 3%. Again, I'm saying that these kind of numbers in the long run is not sustainable. We're gonna have to plateau eventually, because keep going 3% every month. At the end of the month, at the end of the year, you have 36%. Not good, especially after a 20% increase. So definitely these numbers are going to plateau. As you can see in the coming months, it could be supply, it could be that the prices are no longer attainable by the buyers in the market. It could be a various variety of factors. So let's wait and see what happens. But again, market has surprised us again this week. So if you're a seller, this month, if you're a seller in Oshawa, this is the absolute best market that you can ask for. We're going to get to the months of inventory, but the months of inventory is around 0.51 or 52, which is ridiculously low. The market is ridiculously in favor of sellers. So if you're a buyer, on the other hand, you're going to have some tough time buying in Durham region, especially in Oshawa and Clarington. So let's move on to the next chart and see what we have. As you can see, this is the benchmark price for the last 4 years in September, and we're going to take a look at what has happened. 2017, after the small correction that happened in 2017, we were at 451,000. Market was just not even a balanced market. I would say that in some of the regions in Oshawa it was a pure buyer's market, and obviously it dipped to 451 from high. Then later next year it went up 1%, really negligible. So again, 2017, after the dip, after May till about mid of 2019, it was a plateau market. So we were standing around the 450 mark. In 2019, September, prices started rising. It went up 4% to 473. And now, 2020, we are looking at 569,000 for the benchmark price. That is unbelievable. Unbelievable. So again, folks, this is not sustainable in the long term. So if you're looking to sell for whatever reason and you want to wait for the spring market, who knows what the spring market is going to bring with these kind of numbers. It's just not sustainable for the long run. So here we go. Let's see the months of inventory. So we have the months of inventory. We started off very, very strong. We started off at 1.2 months of inventory. Then we moved to 1.3. We jumped to 1.6 around March 15, COVID restrictions. We did not go up like Durham region. Actually, looking at the months of inventory here, Oshawa did pretty well. So it sustained itself around 1.6, the months of inventory. So inventory did not increase overbuying. And then eventually around May, June, it just started descending. From May to June, we saw the highest descent. That was from 1.5 months of inventory to 0.8. As you know, before I go on further and describe July, August, September, 0 to 4 months of inventory is a seller's market. The closer you are to 0, the more favorable of a seller's market it is. That means the closer it is to 0, it's a hot seller's market. As you move on closer to 4 months of inventory, you're approaching the territory of balanced market. Now, for July, getting back to this, and obviously anything over 6 months of inventory is a buyer's market. And the only buyer's market in GTA is probably downtown core condominiums. We'll do that in another video and send that over to you if you're looking to invest in condominiums in Toronto. Maybe you may be lucky because there's a lot of little areas where it's a full out blown buyer's market and you can take advantage of that. Now, in June, we were at 0.8 months of inventory. July, we dropped to 0.64. Then again in August, the 0.56. I got to do decimals because I want to see on a micro level what's happening. And now in September, we're at 0.152. So 0.52 months of inventory. So if you go back to early this year, let's say March, we had 1.6 over there. We have 0.5. So the inventory went down almost 200%. You can kind of say that, but although these numbers in ratio do not correspond properly, but 1.6 months of inventory from the highest in the year to 0.52, that's just phenomenal. So if you're looking to sell in Oshawa, this is what you need to do. You need to show your property really well, price it well, right? And then accommodate the showings really well. You will sell your property within a week. I mean, there's no reason, as we saw the average days is 10 days, there's no reason why you should be on the market longer than that. If you're on the market longer than that, essentially you have done something wrong. I mean, you can go up 12, 13 days, 14 days, but honestly, 20, 25, 30 days, then you have done something wrong. And if you're looking to sell in Oshawa, there hasn't been a better time. So give us a call. Again, this is Raghu Rajaguru with 401 Team at Royal LePage. My phone number, you can text me or call me at 416-712-2006. You can also reach my partner, Shan Parampanathan, at 416-655-4040. If you guys have any questions regarding the market, even in any other municipalities in Durham region, give us a call. We'll break the numbers for you, for your segment of homes, for your community. We'll break it down for you to see what's actually going on in the market for your home. Thank you again.